All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Brakatham. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and the salute and the Shalom to all the Akim that are out to labor pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. The title of this lesson will be it will be the heathen will be given, and it says it's going to be titled "The Heathen Will Be Given into Our Hands." Right, the heathen will be given into our hands. Now, I was reading the book of Joshua, right, and hold on, let's see. We will be given into your hands. Forgot the chapter. Yep, Joshua 10 and 8. Joshua 10 and 8. This is Joshua 10 and 1. And I'll jump down to 8. It says, "And it came to pass when Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and to her king, and so he had done to Aya and her king, and unto the inhabitants of Gibeon, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them." Right? Let's jump down. It says, but I'll start at 6. "And the men of Gibeon said unto Joshua, till the camp to Gilgal, saying, Slack not thy hand from thy servants. Come up to us quickly, and save us and help us. For all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are gathered together against us." So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor. And it says, "And Yahawashi said unto Joshua, Fear them not, for I have delivered them into thine hand. There shall not a man of them stand before thee." See? So the heathen, right, man, so Jake, man, Yahawashi will give the heathen into our hands, man. The same thing with is it? Come on. Samuel goes to Bethlehem. Okay. Now, when we get the power, the heathen will be given into our hands, man. They won't be able to do nothing against us. They say, hold on. All right. This is Romans 8 and 31. Romans 8 and 31. It say, yep. So Romans 8 and 31. What shall we say then to these things? If Yahawashi shall be with us, who can be against us? It say, what shall we say about such wonderful things as these? If Yahawashi is for us, who can ever be against us? Right? Against. Let's get that. Against. Aside, before, beyond. All right, man. So Yahawashi is with us. Can't no one take us down, man. Can't no one defeat us. This is 1 Samuel 17 and 1. Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together at Shecol, which belongeth to Judah, and pitched between Shecol and Ascah, in Esphadim. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together and pitched in the valley of Elah, and set the battle in array against the Philistines. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits in the span. Right? Now, let's jump down. Verse 9, it says, 8. And he stood and cried against the armies of Israel, and said unto them, why are ye come out to set your battle in array? Am not I a Philistine, and ye service to Saul? Choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me, if he be able to fight with me and kill me, and to kill me. Then we will be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be our servants and serve us. Right? Now the rest of Israel was afraid of Goliath. They were afraid of him. All right, man. Just like these Israelites that's trimming their way to seek love, man. They are afraid, man. They are afraid of Esau, man. They are afraid, man. See? But this is what David said through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. It says, and David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper, and took and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the battle, and shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. And David left his courage. Constance says, and David left his courage in the hand of the keeper, and of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren. As he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid. And then the men of and the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel he is come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him, and will enrich him with great riches. Will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. Right? Basically, they won't have to pay what. So basically, the man that kills Goliath, he won't have to pay any tribute. It says, and David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised heathen? It says, for who is this uncircumcised Philistine that should defy the armies of the living power? So David said, hold on, wait. Y'all hear this man talking shit, right? Y'all hear him running his mouth. Like how dare this uncircumcised heathen run his mouth like that? Right? So David said, hey, what's gonna happen? Hey, what's gonna happen to the man that killed this heathen? And the people answered him after this manner, saying, it shall be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men, and Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, why camest thou down hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. Right? So David's older brother, like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be back at the house, man. What are you doing? I know what you're doing, man. You being nosy, man. He basically said, listen, man, to go back home, man. Right? But David, but King David replied, what have I done? Hold on. David said, what have I done now? David replied, I was only asking a question. Like what's the problem? I'm just asking a question. And he turned from him toward another, and spake after the same manner. And the people answered him again after the former manner. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. And David said, and David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. Right, man? Now, David was a young man. He was a young man. See? But the men in Saul's army, though, they were afraid. But David wasn't. David had what, man? Faith, man. David believed. 144, look at that. Says, and Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth. and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went up after him. It says, and I went after him. It says, and I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. When he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defied the armies of Israel, the armies of the living power. David said, moreover, Yahawashi that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, Go, and Yahawashi shall be with you. Right? So let's keep on going. It says, Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of Yahawashi of hosts, the power of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will Yahawashi deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee and take thine head from thee. And I would give and it says, and I would give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the air, it says, that all the earth may know that there is a power in Israel. See, man? Just like, all right, man, so David said, Yahawashi will give thee into my hand. So, Jake, when we get the power, man, Jake, Yahawashi will give the heathen into our hands, man. And the heathen won't be able to do anything about it. So you Jakes that's afraid, man, you don't believe. Bottom line, man. Hold on. Is it 25? No, 23. Yeah, here it is. Hold on. No, I believe it's 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel, I believe. Yeah. It says, this is 2 Samuel 23 and 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Techmonite that sat in the seat chief among the captains. The same was Adino the Asnite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo the Ahohite, one of the three mighty men with David, when they defied the Philistines that were gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And Yahawashi wrought the greater victory that day. And the people returned after him only to spoil. And after him was Shammah, the son of Ag, the Hararite. And the Philistines were gathered together into a troop, where was a piece of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it, and slew the Philistines. And it says, and Yahawashi brought the great victory. See? So, Jake, man, when we receive the power, man, the heathen won't be able to do anything against us, man. The heathen will be given into our hands, man. All right, man? Because when we get the power, man, that's Yahawashi fighting for us. Hold on. Let's see. This is Exodus 14 and 14. 144. It says, but I'll start up at 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of Yahawashi, which he will shew to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them no more again forever. And Yahawashi shall fight for you. You shall hold your peace. So, Jake, when we are given the power, man, Yahawashi will fight for us. That's Yahawashi fighting for us. See? All right. So, with that, I say, Shalom.